Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you, Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled Pride, a Snare for Many. All right, and by the title, you should be able to see that this is kind of like a follow-up to yesterday's lesson, all right, which was called over righteousness, a snare for many. Now, I'm not sure if that video has uploaded yet. All right, it's been giving me a whole bunch of issues every time I make these mobile videos. They just take forever, even if they're on the home Wi-Fi. As you can see on the screen, the Wi-Fi is on. YouTube, it does its thing, right? That's why I kind of stopped making lessons from the iPad as well. All right, and I liked making lessons on the iPad, but it was taking long to upload, and on top of that, it was also deleting videos and stuff too. So, what can you do? But this is a follow-up to that lesson. Lord willing, that lesson will be uploaded by the time this one gets up. It should be. I imagine, it should have enough time. But I started uploading that lesson last night, and it still hasn't got it. So, not yet. So, we're going to get right into there with pride, a snare for many, because one of the things we mentioned yesterday, was, over righteousness and pride going hand in hand. Okay, you proud, so you think that you can, do everything yourself. You can do it on your own, right? And that just goes back to pride. You have to have Yahweh Shemi Shai. You can't do this by yourself. Okay, and if you think you do, that would be a form of pride. That would be, really some high-level pride if you think you can just pull everything off without the Lord. Okay, which some of these people are borderline or already are thinking, all right? And that's a snare, man. Pride is a snare. All right, you're thinking all higher of yourself than you ought to. All right, you think you're something when you're nothing. All right, that's pride, man. And there's multitudes of ways for pride, man. For pride, with money. Or I got a lot of money. I'm proud to be rich. Or you have the women that are proud in their looks. All right, or how they you can see it in their way they walk and their talk, or the men that are proud of their money. All right, because I don't know if I think I already mentioned that, but money is well as not just like how I mentioned it before with money, but Jake with their money. All right, because they done some scandalous shit to get it, or their crimes. They're proud of what they've, certain things like that, man, and that can be a snare. Okay, because here you are, you think you've done so much, and really, with anything that you've done in your life, you really have done nothing. Okay, because everything that you've done is through Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, yes, even the wicked things you've done, the Lord had set you on a path to if you were His chosen or not His chosen. Okay, and if you're not His chosen, you're going to be doing wicked things because only the chosen are going to repent and turn back from their ways. Right, everyone else is going to be continuing and thinking they know best. Right, continuing out in the world, and we talked about that as well yesterday. Thinking you know better than the Lord. It's no. That again goes back to pride, man. Okay, so we're gonna jump to Romans 12:3, and I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. So bear with me while we grab this. So this is Romans 12, and we're just gonna start from verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. So that's a reasonable service. And what does it tell you to do? In verse 2, it says, and be not conformed to this world. So, and that's another thing, lessons within lessons. That's a whole, we could go on that for hours. All right, being conformed to this world, all right? And one of the conformities of this world is pride. A lot of the people of this world are proud. All right, the rulers of this world are proud. The people are proud. The women are proud, right? And that's because of conformity to the world. You're a star. All right, you're big. No, man, you're really, really, really. I was watching the Fall of the House of Usher. All right, and last night, and if you brothers or sisters haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. It's a pretty cool. If you're into horror, it's kind of like horror kind of stuff. It's based off a lot of the stuff of Edgar Allan Poe, but I've been watching it lately. And man, there was this one part. I'm not gonna give it away, but there's one part where there's the scene where there's this brick, all right, and it says you are so small, All right, that's essentially you people in the world, man. You are so small. You don't realize how small you people are, all right? And you won't realize it until it's put into perspective, all right? When you see those skies crack open, all right, and chariots, coming and bombs going off, and, you see, I don't know how it's going to be, if Yahushua is going to be like hovering above or however it's going to be, and you're going to realize how fucking small you are, man. Okay? You're going to realize how small you are, especially when the fathership comes. And I don't know if it's going to make any noise. You know how in the UFO movies, it's like, or like what was the sound in like what was it? Not Judgment Day. It was it Judgment Day? No, it wasn't that. It was, not the day the earth stood still. Independence Day. Slovakia, Independence Day. They had that boom. It was like this weird, crazy sound that went out. Those were aliens, though. These aren't aliens. Well, in a way, in the way the angels could be considered aliens. In a way, I don't want to go too deep with it, but if you look into the word alien, all right, let's do that real quick so you guys don't forget. What does he say? The angels are aliens. They're not aliens by the little green men. They're not that. But the definition of alien, all right, you got to realize they call Issacharites that are not from here illegal aliens. What is an alien? Okay, put it into definition. So by all technical definition, the angels are alien technically.
Alien.
All right. It says a foreigner, especially one who is not a naturalized citizen of a country where they are living. All right. They're not from here. All right. Someone who is not from here, and they are not from here. Okay. And it's not not new. Oh, it's fucking little green. No. Those don't even exist. Okay. Those don't even exist. But by all technical definition, they're aliens. Well, technically, you're not wrong, all right? They're not from here, so yes, they would be considered alien. It's an alien thing. It's alien. It's unknown, right, to some people. Just like the whole UFO, unidentified flying. Yeah, it's unidentified to some people. But if you're in the truth, the angels are not alien, and the chariots are not UFOs because they've been identified. It no longer can be alien and no longer can be unidentified once it's been properly identified. So just wanted to get that out there. And be not so you're going to realize how small you are when that happens. All right? It's not going to be a fun time for you. It's not going to be a fun time for anybody, but the elect will be saved through it. All right? And Lord willing, I myself, as well as you brothers and sisters out there, are a part of the elect. That's what we're hoping for, right? Verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. For I say, and this is the point, but, everything is excellent and, that we've gotten so far. All right, but this is the point for the lesson is Romans 12:3. Romans 12:3, for I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, and this means women too, right? Not just men, but women as well, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahweh hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. All right, of course, there are scriptures where it mentions it's speaking of man, all right, and some of these things also apply to women as well, depending on the context. All right, that doesn't mean women are free to, it says man. Well, so what, women are free to be as proud as they want? No, that's not the case. Okay, that's not the case. But verse 3 is mentioning man, but that can be taken for women as well. Don't, women, and that's a big thing that women do a lot, is think of themselves more highly than they ought to. And why is that? Because they've been trained, all right, they've been trained by Babylonian society, all right, through, you're strong, you're independent, you got this, you can do this, you can do this. No, that's not the natural order of a house, man. All right, that's not the natural order of a house. Okay, but, if you look into relationships within the last 30 years and look at how fucking terrible they've been. All right, and then go look into relationships before that when, females were reliant on males, all right, and males were the head of everything, and look at how the relationships generally went. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you one way or another. Just go and look how the longevity, all right, and the active happiness within those relationships and the past and now to the current. All right, now relationships are almost non-existent now. Now it's just you find them on Tinder, fuck them, and leave. All right, that's it. All right, and Salaki for being vulgar, but that's it. That's all. That's the quote unquote dating scene of today. All right, you go on there, hey girl, you look good, and you get either two replies, and I've never done it because I've never wanted to do that online date. I did online dating back in the day. I tried it, but never did this Tinder this weird the Tinder and all this back in the day when, back in my day, there was things like, Match and Plenty of Fish and all that stuff. But now it's just Tinder, and I know there's other ones. The people at my job talk about them. I don't even know the names of them. But I know that, plus, I already got someone. So there's no reason, right? But that stuff, man, I've seen posts on Reddit of how it goes down. So I'm familiar with how Tinder works because, the Reddit posts. And it shows people, I guess it has like your statistics and how many people you've dated and casual sex and hookups. And it is like everything. But a lot of the time it's just people go on there for a hookup. And that's really all people are worrying about right now because what else are you going to do? Because you go and you ask the women. All right, I'm not just making this up. There was a lady at my work, and I was cool with her. She was a Jake. I would say I was kind of almost borderline friends with her. All right, but as much as you can be with someone in the world, which is not very much. But coworker, you talk with them, right? And we were cool. But one of her things was she never wanted to have kids, ever. That was the thing. She just didn't want to have kids, and there's this, that's just how it is. So. What's the point? The only thing you could get with her for is sex at that point, okay? Because you're not going to have kids. And if she doesn't want to have kids, you probably more than likely won't want to get married, right? And she said she doesn't really like cooking or cleaning. So, she was cool to hang out with, but she would have made a terrible, terrible wife, and she wouldn't have been a wife. So that's one of those women. And, for her, she claimed that she didn't, get around like that, though. Okay, so who knows? The women are confused, all right? But a lot of it's for just sexual hookups. Guys go on there, hook up, and then that's it. So look at the relationships about how everything's going now, and then look at it 30, 40 years ago and see if a woman should rely on a man or if the man's the head of the household or not. Just, you can go and do the research yourself. But again, that's the, pride, all right? You have to earn me. No, that's not how it goes, all right, LaQuisha? Nobody has to earn you. All right, you have to earn your weight loss, LaQuisha. That's what you gotta earn. All right, it's very, very, people are very proud. All right, the weakest men are the proudest men, and the ugliest women are the proudest women. It just doesn't make any. It does not. Everything's fucking backwards and out of order. So this is Sirach 10:7. It says, "Pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity." Okay, so iniquity. All right, what is iniquity? Sin upon sin. Now, and pride is one of those gateway sins, man. And it doesn't say anything about a gateway sin, all right? And it's not labeled as that way, but I always call them gateway sins because if you ever remember DARE, all right, which it was an acronym. I can't remember what it stands for. I think it was an acronym at least. Something against, I don't know. But I think it was, you remember DARE. I had the lion and everything. You got the DARE shirt after you win. Everybody remembers DARE, at least back in the day. I don't think they do DARE no more. Now they just let your ass use drugs, all right? But they'd always be like, marijuana is a gateway drug. And none of us listen to that shit, all right? None of us listen to that shit. But, and still this day, I'm not, I guess you could consider it a gateway drug, but if anything, I don't know. It's not about what I think or whatnot anyway. But, a lot of people that do end up using weed already, because they say, if you use weed, you'll end up, using other drugs. Here's the thing. A lot of people that are going to use weed in the first place are going to already do other drugs. They're not limiting themselves. Weed and that's it. Not a lot of people are, limiting themselves to that. So I don't really consider it a gateway drug. I consider, if you're going to use drugs, you're going to use drugs. That's the simple end of it right there. If you're going to use drugs, you're going to use drugs. You're already on a bad track by starting smoking that blunt. So you're probably going to, go down a worse path, which I see why they say it's a gateway because that's where you start, right? But, some people started with pills, though. So, what can you do? That's besides the point. But that's why I say, there's certain sins that are it's like a gateway sin. All right, or it can turn into like pride. The one I always mention is covetousness is a gateway sin, right? It opens you up to worse because if you're covetous, what are you gonna do? You're gonna lie to get it. You're gonna steal to get it, or you're gonna kill to get it, right? Which are all lying, stealing, and killing are all breaking the law, okay? And all because of covetousness, all right? So or if you're coveting a woman, you're going to go and try to, you might hurt that man, or you might just try to go and, have sex with her anyway, all right, which is, again, adultery, which is a sin. So, and it's the same thing with pride, if you're proud, it's going to lead you to doing other things because you're proud. You think you're above God or something, You know, you think you're above, and I hate to say that word God, you know, you think you're above the Most High, okay? But that's the simple state of these people, man. They think they think they're fucking, you know, I don't know, you know. You know, they think I was thinking of Mortal Kombat, like they think they become Shang Tsung or something. All right, like, you know, harvesting all these instead of souls, all these sins, and they've become super powerful. You're nothing, man. You're small. You're small. But these people, man. Let's get Proverbs 6 and verse 16. I'm gonna grab a drink too here real quick before I get it again. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this one after this and get ready, you know, hop up in the vehicle and everything. We'll get ready to get back on track with the lesson. So, Proverbs 6 and 16 says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate." Let's see what he hates. "Yea, even 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look." There you go, boom. "A lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood." Now, if you're proud, a lot of these things go hand in hand, right? They all go hand in hand. It says, "And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lie, and he that soweth discord among brethrens." And we'll just get we'll leave it at that for now. So yeah, man, the Lord hates these things, and as you see, a proud look. All right, so not only just pride, but a proud look. All right, thinking you're, holding yourself in that way. All right, there's so many variations of pride. There's prides in your looks, there's prides in your works, pride in your accomplishments, pride in your money. All right, there's so many different things, and there's a difference between a proud and, there's a difference between pride and proud. All right, like I could say that, like, wow, and proud's really not the word to say. There's pride, oh yeah, I've gotten myself into this position of employment. I'm a kick above the others. I'm a notch above the others. Other people can't really step to me. That's being proud. And then there's like, man, I fixed this car. I've been trying to fix it for 5 years, and I finally got it running. Man, I'm proud that I did that. All right, I'm happy, and it's really, there's, accomplishment, a sense of accomplishment is really different than pride. But those definitions kind of get locked in, side by side together. So you don't want to lose what the real meaning is. Proud is, being cocky almost, being self-absorbed. All right, I am the greatest. That's pride. All right, that is pride. But there's a variation of different pride. All right. So there you go. I'm going to pause this video, and we'll be right back with you in just one moment, Lord willing. All right, so we're back. So let's continue on. Let's get Proverbs 8 and 13, okay, to really put some of this into perspective. Let's go over here. Get it like that. All right, here we go. So this is Proverbs 8 and 13, and it reads, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate." Okay, and you can continue on and read from that, but the points we're getting is in 13, right? So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, all right? So if you fear the Lord, you're going to hate these things, right? Because you're not going to do those things. If you fear the Lord, all right, if you fear the Lord, and a lot of people have a severe lack of fearing the Lord, and call all you how Hashem Yao Shai, that because I pretty much think I just got the topic for tomorrow's lesson too. We can just continue on, because first we got over righteousness, a snare for many, and then right now we're doing pride, a snare for many, and then we can do the lack of fear of the Lord, a snare for many, maybe, or maybe we'll change the name up. But I like to keep them. It's almost like a little bit of a series, almost like a 3-part series, a trilogy, if you will, right? So yeah, I might do that, Lord willing. So call all you how about Shemi Shai for that. Making lessons in the middle of a lesson, right? So that's the spirit. So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Okay? So let me just take a screenshot there. That way when I see it in my camera roll, I can be like, oh yeah, the fear of the Lord. Okay? So there you go, man. And arrogancy. All right? We were talking about being, the arrogant, and there's another one. Look at that. This is right on the news. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a lesson on that, but look, U.S. conducts nuclear tests in Nevada hours after Russian move to revoke global test ban. So, the United States kind of fucked up. All right. There's another one. You're talking about World War III. That's the same thing. But let's look up arrogance. Okay.
Arrogance.
The quality or state of being arrogant. Oh, shit. Who would have guessed? What does arrogant mean? God damn. And you see haughtiness was in there.
Arrogant.
All right? Having or revealing an exaggerated self of one's own importance or abilities. Haughty, conceited, proud. Okay? Look. There you go. Proud. All right? Another one would be vain. And you know what vain means? Vain, can mean, you're having your looks. But vain, another definition of vain is useless, which is funny. Another one is self-important. But look at that. Boom. Haughty. All right? I'm putting the words into perspective that, are used in the Bible. All right? So you know what this is talking about. Okay? Arrogant. Okay? Sometimes we take words from the Bible and we put them into a modern usage because there's some words that aren't really used all too much now. All right, they're considered to be archaic forms. All right, but sometimes we like taking the terms that we know, all right, and moving them back into a biblical term. Haughtiness, proud, and of course, arrogancy was in the Bible as well. But put it into perspective, so when you see those other verses, you understand what's being spoken of. So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way. And the forward mouth do I hate. The Lord doesn't like it. He hates them. The Lord doesn't hate. Okay, cool. He hates many different things, right? He hates the actions of people, and he hates some people in general. Okay? Let's get Proverbs 14:3. Okay? Let's go over there and get it. A lot of, dealing with a lot of Proverbs today. 14:3. All right? So Proverbs 14:3, it says, in the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. So these people that are, I'm this, I'm not, I got this, I got that, big house and big, that when they do that, that is proving that they are foolish, okay? Because it says in the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, all right? So these proud people are really foolish, all right? So whenever, like I said, not like I said, like the scripture says, all right? Whenever you see someone that's being, very proud, just know that, that's a sign of their foolishness. That's a sign of a lack of intelligence, being proud, right? But the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Okay, there you go. I am very, very proud. All right, well, it's showing a lack of intelligence for being proud because, that's some brothers. I've struggled with pride before. All right, and we've all struggled with different things. I'm not afraid to admit it. None of us are perfect. Struggled. I've struggled with pride and covetousness, right? As many, Jake, if you as a Jake, first of all, I said you have not struggled with covetousness, I'd be very, very not quick to believe you, all right? Because that's kind of a Jake thing, covetousness, because that's kind of what we're taught, all right? Especially when you don't have a lot, and I'm not justifying it, but when you start getting covetous, then you got to watch yourself, man. Even I myself got to watch myself sometimes. I'm like, hey, being a little covetous, I got to take a step back. All right, I don't need all this random shit. All right, and I got to catch myself periodically because we're not perfect. All right, I got to catch myself. I'll be like, why am I buying this? I'm like, I don't fucking even know I was gonna buy that, and I just had to put it back on the shelf. Luckily we have some of our wives can put it perspective. Because there's some things I'm about to buy, and my wife just said, what do you need that for? And you know what? You're right. And it's not just me, you're being a simp. No, it's not me. Elder Manatazapa was talking about it as well, because he wanted it was a while back, he was mentioning about a PlayStation 5, and his wife said, you're not going to play that. And he said, yeah, you're probably right. That's true, And I'm not saying he was being covetous. I'm just saying, that's one of the reasons for women, too, is to help us, step back and look at ourselves, too. But, women these days, they kind of, and not my wife or any of the brothers' wives, but, the women of this world, kind of just kick their man down. You're supposed to be a helper to your husband, not a fucking detrimental demon that, makes things harder for him. All right? That's not how it's supposed to be, but that's how a lot of these women are today. But, and you got and so that's just an example with covetousness. You kind of got to step back, or sometimes, even your wife can tell you, hey, what do you need that item for? You're like, Hell, you know what? I don't know why I wanted it. You know, you're right. Probably just a waste of money. And you put it back, and then boom, boom, bam. All right. So that's how it is. You should examine yourself with everything, not just covetousness, with pride, with every. You know, the scriptures say to it. What was it? Examine yourself. It says it. We'll just get it. Yeah, here it is. 2 Corinthians 13:5. There's another scripture that was coming to mind. I don't think it was necessarily this one, but we can get it. Not on this horrible website, though. Thought that was a different one. Let's get it from... There we go. 2 Corinthians 13:5, once it decides to load. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? And continuing on, it says in the next verse, but I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. And it continues on, all right? But we're really touching on the first part. Examine yourself. So examine yourselves. All right, what are you doing? You doing some weird shit? Stop it. Get some help, right? So there you go, man. So these proud, they're foolish. That means that if you're being proud, that really means you're unlearned. Okay, that means you're unlearned. You're not to the learning capacity that you should be. Okay. So if we get James 4:6, because if you have the knowledge, you'll understand that pride is really, futile. All right, and what's it going to get you? Nothing. It's not going to get you anything. Okay. So James 4:6. Well, it will. Well, I'll take that back. Pride will get you something, but it won't get you something good. Sin will get you a lot of things. All right, but it won't get you anything good. Okay, it'll get you destruction. That's every fruit has a different, you reap what you sow, right? And sin is reaping sowing wickedness. All right, so what are you going to reap? You're going to reap some terrible destruction back. So there is a payoff. All right, and right now, actually, sin is actually pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Lucrative. Sin is pretty lucrative right now too, because you can sin as a drug dealer and get a lot of money and stuff. You can do all those things, but it's wicked. Just know you might get cash and women and all that now, but you're going to get destruction later. All right, well, I'll just put it off later. Oh yeah, well, that later isn't as later as you think it is. All right, it's right around the corner. So James, coming around the corner. I'm coming around. Johnny Cash. Yeah, it's coming around the corner, man. So James 4:6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore if he say, Yahweh resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. We got that word grace yesterday, remember? It says, submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh, resist the devil, and he will flee from thee, or flee from you, Salakia. So yeah, the Lord resists the proud. What does that mean? The Lord does not deal with no proud-ass people, okay? He's not dealing with no proud-ass people, okay? He's dealing with humble, all right? Humble people, all right? Are you humble? No, then you're going to stumble, all right? That's how it's going to go. You're going to stumble and, should have been humble, all right? Then the act of being humble, if you even just look up humble, all right, because people, I'm being humble. You're not being humble. Do you even know what humbleness means, lowliness means? Do you know what that means? You're not being lowly. You're being lofty. All right, look up that word, loftiness. All right, loftiness, the quality of behaving as if you think you are better than other people. What is lowliness? The state of being humble and unimportant. There you go. You're not being lowly. You're being lofty. There's a difference. Lowly, lofty. Lowly, lofty. They're similar in sounding almost, but one means something different, completely different. Humble. I meant definition. I'm used to typing KJV on everything, right? Humble definition.
Humble.
Having or showing a modest or low estimation. Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. We're not nobody special, right? We are nobody special. We're just some men. You're just some women. All right, that's it. At the end of the day, we're not the Incredible Hulk. We're not Spider-Man. You're not Wonder Woman or Ivy or Poison Ivy, and she was a villain, but so you might be. You're not Captain America. All right, you're not Mrs. Incredible or whatever the fuck. All right, you're supposed to be being humble, just a modest or low. Really, it's better to be low than to be modest. Okay. it's better to have a low opinion of yourself. And modest is fine. Modest goes back to, moderate, all right? Not too much, not too little. Just, I'm just me. But not to the point where and having a low estimate of one's own importance isn't also getting yourself low. It's a low of your own importance. Not digging yourself in a pit. I'm nothing. Oh, I should just kill myself. No, that's not a good state to be in either, man. Okay. So in that case, you need moderation. All right, you can't go too big with it or too bad with it. So let's get I think we only got like one scripture left, and then we're gonna go ahead and close out. This is Proverbs 11:2. Let's go ahead and get that, and then we're gonna close out. A little bit of a shorter lesson today, but hey, and I don't even know how long it's been. It's probably been at least 30 minutes maybe. I don't know. Proverbs 11:2 says, "When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom." There you go. You know what? We're going to skip that. We're going to read down a little bit too. Verse 3, "The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness," which would be pride, right? "The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness." So that's what we're going to go ahead and close out with, right? Pride, a snare for many, all right? Over righteousness, a snare for many. Pride, a snare for many. And Lord willing, tomorrow, it'll be, the fear of the Lord, lack of fear of the Lord, a snare for many, right? And that's probably, unless we, who knows? The Lord works in his ways, right? We could, I would say that's probably the end of the series, with a trilogy, but you never know. I didn't think I was going to have a third part, but, the Lord sent one right in the middle of this lesson. So that'll be the third part, Lord willing. And then who knows if there'll be a fourth part. I guess we'll have to wait and see, right? Lord willing. So that's been pride, a snare for many. All right, watch out for it. Don't let your head get too big and inflated egos, right? Don't let that get to you. Remember, everything you've got is through the Lord, right? And you didn't do it by any doing of your own. Well, I worked that job. Yeah, but the Lord allowed you to have that job. So it's all through the Lord. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Yaakov and Aqua out there pursuing this truth diligently. Until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.